Okay, so welcome all to the IT Learn Agile Fundamentals training. And this is Shailaja, and then I have around 12 plus years of experience in the software industry, working with, started my career with the QA background. Then I became the Scrum Master. Then I got into the lead position, and now I'm able to manage the people and then, taking the product backlog and all this stuff. So I'm working for one multinational company, and then yes, here you'll get your the practical experience of how we'll be working in the agile industry, and then what is that, what is in it for me, like, if I have to think about agile. Okay, so let's have a quick look at it. Okay, here is the agenda, like, what we'll be following. So one is like the introduction. Then, yes, like the waterfall model and then its pitfalls, the history of Agile, so how Agile Manifesto and principles have come and the importance of those, and how it's going to help in your career. Yes, at last, like whatever comes and whatever the new method comes, so what's in it for me? So what are the advantages? So, and then how IT Learn is going to help you in this training, and then what are the takeaways? And last but not the least, with the question and answers. Okay, so the first one, if you see here, so there is one particular in the nature. If you see that it is a water, like which is falling. We feel that everything is coming at the end together at the same time, right? Then let's get into the similar aspect when we get into the waterfall model. So everything will have its own, like if you see the requirements, analysis, design, coding, testing and maintenance, it will have its own phases. There is no interlock between all these phases, right? So what happens is it is typically manufacturing. Let us assume that you are there in the manufacturing industry, okay, where you are building one hardware. So you have like multiple assembly lines, like which gets into it, right? So there is one, uh, the body which comes into it, and then there is one fitting section, and then there is one verification section which is there. So which will function separately. They will not work in a coordinated method because they are not working together in one team as such. If you see the requirements, we have like analysts, like who is there to fetch us the details for us to work on. The same thing if you are trying to link it to our manufacturing units. There are few people who will try to understand about the product, how exactly it should look, the look and feel of it, and then what the quality of the product should be. So everything, these people will get the information from the product teams. Now, the analysis team, they will sit and start analyzing the stuff, and then how feasible it is for us to work on this project, and then the race and all this stuff. Then it goes to your design team, where they will come up with the prototype of the product. Okay, this is how my product should look. So if I think about your pen itself, the basic thing, like which we use daily. If I'm thinking about the pen, what is the material I should use for this pen? And then what is the ink flow? Like, is it a fountain pen or is it a ball pen? And what is the quality of the ink I should use? So, so all these things, it matters. But if you see that there are a lot of teams, like, which will be involved in coming from the design, the analysis mode, and then, who is the target audience for this? Is it the school kids or is it the executives? To which sector of people we are going to serve this purpose, serve this problem. So, and then there will be a lot of competition within, the industry. There are a lot of companies, like, which have come up with the pens. How, what is the differentiator? what is that you are bringing something different in your company, right? So that is nothing but the key factor over here. If you follow in the traditional waterfall model, so where there is no proper coordination or the team, they're not working as a team. If you see that, yes, they're working requirements within that requirements team, they'll be working together. There is no doubt about it. But where is that team factor between, the requirements or the analysis or among the different sections over here? So that will be missing in the waterfall model, right? So if you see in that, so what happens is there are lots of, pitfalls like what we see. When it is with respect to the hardware, yes, it definitely works because there is not too many changes, which we need to work in that. But even within that, if you see that Toyota, you must have heard so many people, the car, like, how it is coming, what is the quality it is maintained over there, how they are maintaining their assembly lines. So it is so surprising that, even within the hardware, like, they are using the agile. So with that, they are able to, empower their teams. They are able to motivate their teams to the core, and they have given the rights to the people. Okay, if something is not going well, please stop all the lines immediately. So there is no need for the approval. There is no need for the manager's approval, and then you don't need for anything to wait if something is going wrong. So you are the decision maker. The team is empowered to take the decision. But whereas in the waterfall model, so there is a hierarchy which should be maintained, and then people have to literally wait for it. And if something goes wrong, let us think that if I find something in my testing, or if when it is sent to the UAT, the user acceptance test, if something is found by the user, then think about the change from the beginning. From the requirements, I need to update all my specifications, the requirements, the technical specifications I need to update. Then I need to update even my functional specifications. Then it gets into the analysis, then design, then code. One small change has to follow so many phases again. And then it is and then the risk of failure, it is also high. Let us think that what are the different pitfalls, like, we might encounter in this. Okay. So if you find any bug at the later stage of your development, so then obviously the rework cost, it will be more. First of all, to find out where the failure is itself, it will take a lot of time. And then to fix it, yes, obviously, because it is going to take a lot of time because it has to get in different stages. As I have mentioned, so there is less collaboration among the teams here. And then time to market. Time to market is like within, let us take like, if I have 10 days of time in order to develop one particular product. So within these 10 days, as a user, I will not get a chance to look at my product. Okay. So if I'm giving an interior designing for my new house, and if the people say that, okay, within 10 days, you will be able to see with your or all your interior designing, and your house will be so beautiful. And you give us the requirements, and come after 10 days, then you can find your new house, right? So how we guys feel comfortable about that? We have paid the money, and then, we don't get a chance to look at our product. We'll be so anxious and curious to see our product over there. So that is the importance of, like more time to market, because user has to wait till the end in order to see his product, and he'll not be able to give his opinion or suggestions till the end of it, right? So here it is like more mechanical work. Here there is no teamwork as such. Yeah, I have done my work and let it pass on to the next assembly line. And then, let it go to the next assembly line. It is almost all like that. So my job is done. I don't even care whether that is going to work in your system or not. Okay, so that is how is the feeling, that is the mindset, what we have when it comes to the different stages, because everyone wants to be safeguard for their own positions. And then, yes, obviously there'll be less motivation levels in the teams because it is not a common goal. My goal, let us think that for the requirements team, my goal is I should capture the requirements and, document it properly and then send it to the analysis team. And if there is any problem with the analysis team, it's not my headache. Let them work on it. So this is, you see that it is not only the process which hampers. It is a mindset. It is not, there is no we concept. We together will try to make this project successful. So that will be missing over there. Now let's get into the one. You see the same picture, the water is falling down and then you have the waterfall here. But there is one difference when you observe from this picture and this one, right? Here you see that this is a cascading effect of the waterfall, which is happening in the stages. The same thing will be depicting here. Let's see, we keep hearing, this is agile. So now and then we hear, so many people are adopting to this. Let's see, what is the importance of agile? Why people are so crazy about agile? Is this a new process which I need to follow? Okay, then it is very easy for me to follow the process. Then I can get the job very easily in agile. Is that the way which we should think about agile? Then we are thinking wrong. Let's see what agile is all about. So what is agile? So let's look into the definition of agile. Okay. So agile says able to move quickly and easily, right? Okay. So as per the Google's definition, if you see that agile, it is it is very easy and it is very quick. And then is that the only thing, which will make you agile? If you're easy and if you're quick? No, agile is a lot more than the quick and ease. It is not only the process which we are thinking in agile. It is a lot of it will do with your mindset. How is that I'm very quick in adopting to the change? Am I thinking from the different perspectives when I am building up something? Or even even if I'm a QA or a developer or an architect. So am I thinking by wearing different hats? Or am I just thinking from one perspective? What is that value which I'm giving to the person, whoever has provided me this work? Or is it just I'm dumping the work to them? Okay, you have given me something, I have delivered it. Now, it's your headache whether that gives you some, what do you say, some profit or not. It's not my headache, right? So this is all about our mindset. Agilists think that we are there to help you to get the best value. We are there as a team, which is the motivated and self-organizing team, will come up with the innovative ideas. You will be able to see the value in each of the phases. You don't need to wait till the end of the project, but in each and every phase, we are going to give you some value. Okay, that is what Agile is all about. Agile is going to give you a discipline in the team, a wantedness to work, a urge to serve more. Let me think something differently. Let me come up with the innovative idea. What is that I can bring in the plate? Is this the only stuff which I can bring in? How is that I can improve more? Is my code which is junk over there? Or how is that I can improve my code? How is that I can come up with the best usability? How is that I'll be able to serve better? Am I delighting my customer? Is my customer just happy? Okay, fine. Whatever he has given, I'm fine with that. What is that customer delight? On your birthday, when someone sends you, a bouquet, would you feel happy? That he's not your friend, or he's not your partner, or he is not your family member. This is what is the customer delight, which a customer will not expect for it. He will not even know that you will be doing something to him. Or there is some feature which you are coming up with your thoughts by thinking from his point of view. This is the customer delight, which you will be giving it to the user. And this makes a lot of difference. And then, is waterfall not of much use? No, still it makes a lot of difference. Let's see how. Let, let us think that in my project, there are 8 features which are there. Okay. So let's see how is that, which we can divide that. For me, let us think that among 8 features, which are the top 3 features which is going to give the value to the users. Okay. Let us think if I'm developing a website, my login page should be the first. And then what are the list of products which I have it? And then the shopping cart, the billing. So these 3 things are important for me where I can get the value from the phase 1. And then, yes, sorting of the things and the other beautification of the things, it can wait for the further phases. But what are the first top things which will get me the money, which will get me the value that will get in your phase 1? Okay, so I'm mentioning here the phases in order to understand, but whereas when we speak in the agile terms, we mention as iterations and the sprints. Okay, and here down if you see that, this is a mini waterfall model which we follow. For all the features which are there in the phase 1, we are going to have the requirements, we are going to have the analysis, design, coding, testing, UI, feedback loops. Here everything we are doing it. So nothing we are going to miss out for each and every feature. But one beautiful thing is, for each and every phase, the user is getting something which he can see the product in live. This is the workable thing. Yes, I am able to operate it. I am able to use it. This is what is the difference. And then at the end of each of the phase, before we release it, the user will get a chance because we are going to give the demo to the users. How is my feature working? Okay. And then they will be able to give you the suggestions so that that you can prioritize and then you can start working on that. You can see the early involvement of the customer makes a lot of difference in order to get the customer satisfaction. Okay, now let's get into the Agile Manifesto. So Agile Manifesto, this also we must have heard. So is it done by one person, or why is it done? Why is it so important? Yes, Agile Manifesto, it will be seen here and there. And then what's the importance of this? If you see that there are 17 people whom you can see down. These are the people who believe and who live with agility. They believe that continuous improvement is the only way which we can sustain in this business. Yes, won't I sustain in the waterfall model? Definitely you will do that. But It's not like, thinking in a customer perspective all the time, and then you won't get the satisfaction level as working together as a team with the innovative ideas to delight the customer, and then how quickly you can get into the market. So those things will be missing over there. And then these 17 people in US, they met in a hotel, and then they wanted to have, a quick lunch or dinner together, because these are the people like who have worked on different models in Agile. So if you see that few people have worked on Scrum, then they have worked on, extreme programming, then Kanban. So these are the different people who have worked on the different, the models. Okay. So they have thought that we are going in the different directions. And then if we want the common movement to happen, so any movement will not happen just like that. There should be a lot of strong feeling. Yes, this we believe we can do it together. Then we'll be able to achieve it. So when we do as a person, we still achieve it, but not as much as we achieve when we do it together. So then these people have sat together, discussed a lot of points, and then they came up with few of the core values which are very much important for any person to be agile. Let's see what are these core values which will drive the teams and then the organizations which they are seeing the difference now. Let's see that. First one is nothing but your individuals and interactions over process and tools. So there is one catch on this. Here it is over, it is mentioned. It is not instead. Okay. There's a lot of difference. We still value the process and tools. Okay. However, we are valuing more about the individuals and interactions. Okay. How does it make a difference? So the individuals and interactions over the process and tools. We have discussed in the waterfall model. So where each and every phase, they will follow the process and hand over the work to the next team. Sometimes the information, the communication gap will be there, where certain information will be lost, right? Let us think that within our work, whatever we are doing right now, so the individuals and interactions, if it is not there, what will happen? Okay. So let us think that um, if you're working in a team, in a different teams, like, I'm from the requirements team where I gather all the information, whatever I need to build a product. And then, the analysis team will do their own work. And then everyone will work in the silos. So at the end, they'll hand over the work to others. Okay. And there is no common platform to understand there is no common understanding among each other, whether whatever we have understood together is the common goal of achieving these features. What is the definition of done for these features? When I will say that all the features are done, how it should work, how the UI should be, what is the customers, what is that differentiator which I am bringing in when it comes to the market? Those things and all are missing. But if we are there as a team together, okay, my architect is there, my designer is there, my person, whoever is doing the implementation, so he is also there, my QA is there. This we are working as a team. So there are 4 or 5 people maximum who will be working together. These group of people will come up with the rules. Okay, this as a team we are having some of the rules to be followed. There is a lot of trust over there as togetherness. Okay. So we should have the guts to accept the criticism for the healthy environment. So the differences are to create the innovative products. Yes. Do we feel that there are no differences in the teams? Yes, we do have the differences in the teams, differences for the good. And then we'll discuss about, okay, let's all discuss about, there is nothing wrong in having the differences, but let's see what are the pros and cons of that. Okay, then we will follow which one is better. Then what happens with that brainstorming? You get a very good product in the market. That is your differentiator. Now let's see working product over the comprehensive documentation. So earlier, if you see that the technical specifications or whatever the document we maintain, it used to be 30 page document or the 50-page document. God knows, who is going to review that, or, who is going to maintain at the later stage. But do we feel that is documentation not necessary or not important? Yes, it is important, but to what extent? And how much, what is the minimal documentation which is needed in order to maintain that in the later stage? Or if I want to have the understanding of this particular product, only that much documentation is enough for me. Will the customer be happy with your documentation? Let us think that if you are buying a product. Now let's take Apple iPhones. Do you feel happy when you go for, when you pay the amount for getting the product, and then if you get huge documentation of 1,000 pages, will you be happy with that? So the ultimate thing is what a customer will be happy with. Is he going to be happy with the documentation or with the working product, right? So in Agile, we deliver the working product in each of the phases. So it is not documentation we are going to deliver at every phase. The working software which is going to give him the value so that from the phase 1 he can get the value out of your products. He will be, if the time to market whatever we are thinking, that will be very less. And now let us think that the customer, we have signed a contract with the customer stating that these are the set of features which we will be going to develop. Okay. So as part of the project teams, we have worked on that, and we have at the end of the project, if we are delivering it. And as we know, the business is changing a lot. Okay. So for that matter, if you think about Nokia, so I feel personally I have used the product and I love that product. Okay. So but why did it fail? Is it a bad product? But why it failed in the market? Why people felt so bad? Why there was a failure? Is it because the quality is bad? Is it because the battery, however, how much ever the runtime it is giving, is it not giving that much? Why is that it has failed in the market? Because the quick to change was missing. The customer needs are changing day by day. So it is like every second, the customer wants a change. The security is coming a lot. For that matter, even if you see your taxi services, they are not coming as a big project for you guys. Every time whenever they see that, yes, I'm thinking from the customer's perspective. When my mind goes, or when my customers are going in my cab, what are the different things it might happen, right? They have to share the details with the people. So that share concept has come into the picture. And then sometimes I won't be having the cash with me. Ola money has come into the picture, because sometimes, the people won't return the change also. Even sometimes, that matters for the people. Ola money has come into the picture. So yes, it is becoming very costly for me. I don't want to drive in auto rickshaws. So now, yes, so same auto rickshaws have come in with the fixed prices. So where there is no bargaining over there, so nothing. They understand the market. They go to the people over there. It is not like that I sitting in a software company, sitting or in any industry, sitting at one corner and thinking from my own side. No. Go to the people and find out what exactly the real problem they are facing. Try to understand their work. This is where the collaboration comes into the picture. It is not the contract negotiation. Try to find out how quickly the business is changing. Okay, fine, if something is changed, that's fine. We are very happy to change it. But are you directly getting into the change? We will understand what is the value which will bring with the change. That is again your collaborations, your individuals and interactions come into the picture. The customer collaboration, the team collaboration, and then responding to change. So why do I have to bother whether he will get the value or not? My work is done. If we think like that, so tomorrow with some other project, he might not be able to fund also. So it's always win-win. I win, I will make you also win. Okay? Here there is no I concept. We together will make it success. We are ready to change. We are ready to adopt to ourselves. We are ready to adopt to the market. We are there to support you guys. So that is the we concept over there. So this is the heart of Agile. If we understand all these things and then if we follow the process, yes, then we can say that we are Agile. If we follow only the process, then sorry. We cannot say that we are Agile. Yes, we are following some process, same as some other process like which is there in the industry. Then we cannot claim like we are Agile. When our mindset changes as quickly as the need, and then when we understand the value of our deliverables, then yes, we are delighting our customer. We are bringing value to our work. We bring value to our team. You don't need to tell us which task I need to take, which work I need to take. We understand as a team. We will work together and we will deliver it. In case if any of my team members is having any issues, doesn't matter, we are there to help him out. But we will deliver with the quality product. We are not compromising anywhere. That is what Agile is all about. Why it came into the picture, as I have discussed, customer delight. It is not like, I'm delivering something to the customer, which customer must have never expected. Okay, this is what is the innovative thing, or this is what, which I have never thought of it yet. Like, if you see that, if you go to buy a chocolate, for simple example, they'll say the 20% extra. You won't go to market to get the 20% initially. Okay. But when you see the 20% extra or there is a discount over there, so by default, like, that happiness comes to the picture. This is unexpected. Something you are giving to me, which is giving some value to me, but that I have not expected it yet. This is what is a customer delight is all about. Do something different so that your customer will be happy. He must have not even thought about it, but this is what it is there in your plate. Now you can bring the value for this. This is the differentiator, like, when it is compared to the market or when you compare with yourself. Okay, I have not even thought about it, but you people have come up with this. I'm so happy about it. So are we quick enough in changes in the free? Because change is the only thing which is constant, right? So earlier, if you see that, the pens itself. So we have used different pens. So we have used 50 paise pens, and then now we have come up with 1,000 rupees, 3,000 rupees, and then if it comes to the USD dollars, 200 USD dollars, 3,000 USD dollars, with camera, without camera, recorders. What are the changes? Is it because they understand to which market? If you give, will you give 3,000 pen to your school, to the kid who goes to school, where he is in the first standard? Usually that will be used by the executives or the people, who are there in a high level cadres, where they need certain features along with it, where they don't want it too visible, or they don't want to make it too visible to the people that, I'm using a recorder, I'm using a mic, or I'm using a camera in that. Okay. So these are the different changes, the frequent changes in the market. It comes, or, the users will accept your product when you go to them and find out what they need. So don't do like, whatever you want to do something and, you deliver something over there. Yes. And then within the same teams, if you have the self-organizing teams, in my team, I know that, how I need to behave. I completely trust my team and we work together. We understand there is a difference in opinions, but we respect the differences. Whenever we have the behavioral issues, we as a team will sort out. We don't need a manager. We don't need a HR for that. We will sort out by ourselves. And if we have any difference with our customers, we will sort it out. We don't need a long email for that. Why can't we have an individual interaction with them? This is why Agile is needed for us, guys. Let's get into we have seen 4 values of Agile. So with the 4 values, so now there are a lot of, there are 12 principles which are tightly coupled with the values. So what are the 12 principles? So continuous delivery of the valuable software. So continuous, okay? And then what is that I can do it? How is that I can be productive from the day one if I join any team? What are the different practices I can bring in? And what are the different tools? Be it as a manager or be it as a QA or the developer, what are the skills I need? How is that I'm going to bring the value to my team? These are the practical things like, which we will be discussing it over here. Okay. So the takeaways, it is a knowledge usually for anyone to be master in some subject. They should understand the basic concepts. They should know why they are doing it. They should know how they have to do it, what they have to do it. And then what is the history? What are the success stories in the industry? How they have become successful? What are the failure stories? Why they have failed? But were they able to cope up with the failure? Was the failure at the end stage? Or, have they failed initially and then succeeded later? So these are the practical things, which we'll be seeing, and then the story estimations, the prioritization techniques, because being in the product, what are the different, how is that I need to prioritize my work? What are the different things I need to look into? And then what are the scenarios which I have to concentrate? What are the different frameworks? And what are the different roles and responsibilities? And then if you see that the jobs wise, if I am a developer, what is my career path if I am getting into Agile? And then if I am a QA, so basically if you take my example, I have started my role as a QA, the responsibilities as a QA, and then started getting into the Agile concepts, believe in it truly, yes. So continuous improvement, this is in my blood. Even it's not only with the work, with my cooking, with my people, with even my kids. I believe that continuously we should improve in however we are right now. So that is where we bring the importance and the value to you guys in your plate in order to take it forward from here. So believe me guys, so once you're out of the training, you will go with a lot of confidence, and then from the day one you know that how you have to be there in a Scrum team. So what is that being an individual, how I should be? This you will definitely know. And what are the skills which I need? And let us think that if I am a QA, can't I be the product owner? Or can't I be the developer? So what are the different things which I can think of, the different career paths being in the same field? Okay. Uh, so this is the totally, there'll be 10 hours of training sessions, and then This is the training schedule. Now, the question and answers. So, I'll open it to you guys. So, please type your questions. It's open to you now. Okay. So, before anyone posts the question, so what are the career paths which we can think about? Okay, if I am a QA, I can get into the Scrum Master part, and then I can get into the coach, or I can get into the enterprise coach. There's the multiple things which I can think of. When I am a QA or I'm a developer, my aspiration is I want to get into the product team. So do I have a vision about the product, or do I know how to get the more value, or do I have the good collaboration skills? And then how to choose my top three. Do I have the capability? Because I am the person who is going to give the value to the business. And if I am not responsible enough, then I will end up in bringing the failure to the teams. There is a lot of loss, for which I am responsible for that. So these are the different things, which we think about it. And if we see as a Scrum Master, so what is that as a Scrum Master? Is he a leader? Is he a manager? What exactly is he? Yes, he is our servant leader, where he understands the team. He is a part of team sometimes, and sometimes he's not part of the team. But he truly understands the team dynamics. He truly resolves the problems. He understands the full process about Agile. He is the process coach for the particular project. He is the one who is a bridge between the team and the product owner, who will help in order to deliver the things smoothly, and then if any impediments are there, he is the one who is going to clear it off. So these are the different responsibilities, and then we can dive in more when we discuss about it in detail. So guys, do you have any questions about your careers, about your skills, or about how is it this training is going to help me? So feel free, and then post your questions. Nisha, hello. Hello, Nisha? Are you able to hear me, guys? Okay, so I see a lot of questions over here. So what is the difference between, sorry guys, like, uh, if it is difficult to hear properly, like maybe this is the network connection, I'll definitely take care of this. So what is the difference between the Scrum method and then Kanban? Yes, so these are the different methods like what we have in Agile. So Scrum is like, where you have a time frame over there. So like, it run in iterations, the fixed iterations. We have mentioned the phases, right? It is the fixed iterations, which is like, 2 weeks or 4 weeks or something like that. But it is once it is decided as a team, we as a team will work for 2 weeks sprint. That is every 2 weeks, you will have the workable software and the demos will happen. There are different ceremonies like, which we do in Scrum. Let's see what Kanban is. So Kanban has this work, actually if you see that the basic background, it started from again the Toyota, the lean concepts. So where they use this Kanban boards. So this is basically used for your maintenance projects. So where you don't have a fixed timeline, so where you will have a release as such, like we commit for the release, okay, this is the release. And then, every now and then, if you see that if any high priority thing comes up, you're free to change. But here in Scrum, you will not be able to make the changes within that particular 2 weeks. That is why, like, Kanban gives, okay, if any important issue or urgent issue comes in my production, I'm okay to change it. I'm working on something. So let another person take it up. But whereas that will not happen in Scrum, within my fixed 2 weeks of time, I'm not going to touch anything apart from my agreed upon work. That is that sprint or the Scrum work. So as a QA, I need to have the knowledge of all the tools to work in Agile team. So what are the tools which we are thinking of? What are the different tools which we can think? As a QA, it is important for us to understand where we need to log our work. Okay, where is that we need to log our Jira, so the defects, and then is it quality tested? Because in Agile, if you see that we use Mingle, we use Jira, there are different tools which are there, which are what to say customized for the Agile projects. So for Agile, like what is the difference? So the story points, if you see in the waterfall model, you won't have the story points. That is nothing but how complex is the story? And then unit tested or is it code reviewed? Because these are the fields which will be customized for our Agile projects. And then what are your collaboration tools? What are your, tools which you are using for your projects? Yes, these are important, and again it depends from project to project. So what are the benefits of using Scrum against Kanban? So here we should understand what is our project about. If it is a typical project, like, where we have the requirements and then, if we are going it as a project where we have the regular features deliverables over there, then yes, Scrum we can go for it. But if we are going for a maintenance project where changes are very, where the issues are very frequently it comes and your prioritization changes and you cannot wait for the 2 week sprint over there, that is where you will get into the Kanban mode. So if you see the Kanban or Agile, These are nothing but the different frameworks. Okay. So what are the different frameworks? So if I see Kanban, I should have limited work in progress. That means the team should not, if I have 4 members team, I cannot work on 10 things at a time. I can work only on 4 things at a time. So where I'm limiting my work in progress. Okay. And it should be very visible for my team. And your work is prioritized it and kept it. And there is a release which is planned. You have to work for that common goal. Here also like we'll have the common goal. In Scrum, if you see that, you will run in sprints. You'll have the ceremonies, like you'll have the sprint demos, you'll have the sprint plannings, you'll have the sprint retrospectives, you'll have the sprint pre-plannings. So all these things, this along with the teams and then, prioritizing the backlog grooming. So all these things will define as a framework. So when you think about, can you explain the difference between the Scrum and Agile? So Agile is nothing but if I'm considering Agile as an umbrella. So the things which come under umbrella are all your like, the Scrum, Agile, Scrum, Kanban, Extreme Programming, FTD, Crystal. So all these things come under the umbrella. Okay, is it important to have the working experience to join the Scrum team? So it depends, like, whether or you're a fresher or experienced. Because usually the Scrum team believes that whoever comes to the team, they have to be trained by the team. And sometimes if I'm expecting experienced person in the team as an agile, experienced person, then yes. But otherwise, as a team, like, the process will be explained because here there is a lot of customization also which will happen according to the teams. It is not something which is very fixed over there. I'm a fresh in QA. For a QA, yes, like you will be understanding about how exactly the agile world is all about. Because the fresh people will always give. So we say that, the fresh water is always sweet and it flows. You will come up with different innovative ideas and you are the people who will bring the fresh blood in the teams. So that is where, you will understand the concepts, you will understand the value. How is that I can bring more value to the people? So how is that I can be flexible enough? So these are the things as a, entry person, you can bring some value to the team as well. So what are the skills? What are the skills I should have in order to get into this industry? Yes, as I have discussed, it is different from role to role. So if you're getting into the product industry or if you're getting into the product owner role, your skills will be different. You need to have the collaboration and you need to have um, the proper prioritization techniques, and then you should understand the customer and what is that value I'm bringing in. Be responsible enough. Am I responsible enough for whatever decisions I'm making? Because you should be the good decision maker. You should have a quick change mode, the frequent changes according to the business need and the business values. So this is like when you as a product owner, when as a scrum master, what is that you should have it? I should be the good collaborator, communication skills, and then like, I should be the people oriented person. I should be the person who should believe in agile. In my blood, it should be there. In my DNA, it should be there. And then I truly believe it. So that is why we as a team can work together in order to achieve this common goal. That is what I'll bring into the table. If there is a conflict, it never worry, yeah? Don't worry. There is a difference. We accept that. Let's work on, sit together and find out why there is a difference. He is a facilitator over there. He is the one who is going to help the team to get that bondage together. Do you have the skills? If yes, then definitely you can go for the Scrum Master. Is the Scrum Master needed to have the different skills in all the aspects of development, QA, product ownership, and then architect? Need not be. He can be a good facilitator and high level if he understands how the team dynamics are. That's good enough to be, in that role. Okay. So do you guys have any other questions? Or all your questions answered? Okay, guys. Thank you so much for all your time. And then I hope that we together as a team, we will succeed and get into this industry in order to give the greatest value to the teams. We as a team will believe that we can be agile with our mindset and believe in the process and work as a team together in order to succeed in this moment. And I wish all of you the best luck. So hope let's meet again in our demo sessions. Thank you guys.